Because of the miraculous signs Jesus did in Jerusalem at the Passover celebration, many people trusted in him or believed in him. But Jesus didn't trust them because he knew all about people. No one needed to tell him about human nature, for he knew what was in each person's heart. It's kind of strange that it says that they trusted in him, they believed in him, but he didn't trust them. And another translation says that he wasn't committed to them, which is kind of weird. Why would Jesus be not committed to someone who believes in him? So then it goes down and it says he knew all about what was in their hearts. So what's in our hearts? So it says in Jeremiah 17 verse 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So our heart is deceitful, it's dishonest, it's insincere, it's fake. We're easily swayed. If someone does something over here, we'll follow them. Or if someone does something cool over here, we'll be interested. And that's what Jesus saw in the story. He just did a bunch of miracles and all these people started following him. But he saw that you guys are only following me because of my miracles. You guys don't really care about who I am. You don't really care what I have to say. You don't have any idea really who I am whatsoever. But here you are following me. But I can tell that your interest in me is going to be short-lived. But sometimes we can get so caught up in the hype of things, just like the crowd, that we lose the core message of Jesus, which is that he came so that we could have life. Are we satisfied with the concept of salvation, period? Who is Jesus to that crowd? Who is Jesus to the Pharisees? He was just a curiosity. He was a pastime. Back in the days, I can just kind of see it. They didn't really have it like TV or Facebook or anything. It was probably like, yo guys, Jesus is over there. Do you guys want to go see what he's going to do? That's what it would be. He would be a dinner conversation. He'd be like, guys, I saw Jesus do this. But that would be it. There were tons of people who saw Jesus do what he did, but they weren't changed. He was a pastime. He was a mystery that they didn't take the time to explore. They were just like, okay, this is really cool. I don't really get what's going on. Like, maybe you're a prophet, but that's great. I'm going to live my life. And I want to challenge us to make sure that we get beyond that curiosity phase. Everyone has it, where you're just like, oh, this is so cool. God is this, and I saw this, and I heard about this. And that's fine. But we have to be able to get into okay, this is what we believe. This is the foundation stuff here. This is what you have to do if you want to get to heaven. This is how faith works. This is how prayer works. This is how you have to pray. There's a foundation level that people don't get to because they're so caught up in the hype and the interest and the curiosity of things. When I think I was 16 or 17, bought my first Bible, which is the same one that I have here. I started flipping, and I went to Psalms, and I went to Psalm 18, verse 1 to 2. So I'll just read in mine. It's the first thing I ever highlighted. See, it was a little faded. It's one of the first things I ever did. And it says, I will love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress, my deliverer, my God, my strength, and whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So I read this at that time, and I was like, it's like, that's something that actually sticks out to me when I read this. That never happened before. So I read it and I'm like, God, this is how I feel about you. And it wasn't just because it was like something that you said. It was because I knew him as these things. I knew him as strength when I was tired. I knew him as someone that was consistent, a rock. I knew him as a place of safety. If I was going through something, I knew I could go to him because I would feel that safety. Every one of these things I experienced. When God becomes something to you, scripture becomes something to you. God is saying, there was a time when I was your entire life, when you loved me for who I was, but now you struggle with believing that I am even real. That's our reality. Sometimes it's like, God, are you real in this? We see what's on the news. God, are you real? What's going on? This happens in our life. God, why would you let this happen? Are you real? There's things that make us question. But the thing that you have to do when you start questioning is you start speaking with faith. Just start saying, God, I believe in you. One of my favorite songs just says, I believe in you, you're the God of miracles. That's all it says. One of my favorite songs, because you're putting that out into your life. You're speaking that over your life. That's a starting point. Going back to who is God to you. Is he real to you? And if he's real to you, how do I know he's real to you? How do you act? Are you a person who wants him for him, or are you a person who wants what he gives you? Is he just a gift giver? And you're just like, okay, God, where's my next blessing? Or do you just like him for who he is, for all those things that I read? He's a rock. He's a fortress. He's safety. He's a father. He gives joy. He gives peace. Everything you've ever done, when he died on the cross, it's gone. That's enough just for him to love him. And then sometimes, okay, we got to think more. Like, okay, why should I love you? Here's another question I want to ask. Why do you love your parents? Is it because of what your mom does, or just because she's your mom? My mom didn't have to do one thing for me to love her. It's the same thing with God. Who is he? That's enough. That's the thing that when you're down, that's what keeps you going. God is this. He's real.